What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Common Sense Living, the show where we dive into financial and economic trends, gold and silver, and different business topics. So, in today's video, I want to continue talking about my thought process I go through when buying gold and silver bullion. Now, if you saw part one in it, part one, I highlighted some key things I look for, some different factors. And in the last episode, I focused on having a $2,000 to $2,500 budget and specifically compared gold 1 ounce coins against 100-ounce silver bars and other options as well. Now, in this episode, I'm going to talk about having a budget of around $300 to $500. And in my opinion, this is really a nice buying range. It's not so expensive, you're breaking the bank, but it's also allowing one to get a good amount of maybe a fractional gold coin, or some silver coins, different varieties, 10-ounce silver bar. Now, also in this range, tracked shipping tends to be free, which I think is a nice feature, and you tend to get that when you go over that $200 range, which can save you $10 to $15. Now, with about a $500 budget, there's really a lot of different options, a lot of different ways you can go. So I'm going to kind of narrow in and kind of give my thought process about what I like. And as I said in the first video on this, I like to try and get new things added to my stack and really look at recent buys the last 6 months or year. And sometimes I do think that I'm being pushed towards specific things, specific products as premiums skyrocket around certain things I'd like, um, or possibly those things I like are just out of stock for long periods of time. But for the most part, I try and get different things for my stack and get the most silver or gold I can. Now, as of this recording, Sunday, June 4th, early in the morning, silver, it's $23.80 an ounce. And generic 1 ounce silver rounds are selling for about $28.09 on SD Bullion's website. And that's if you're buying less than 20. So for about $421, you could get 15 rounds. Now, a quick check of the math to figure out that premium percentage of what you're actually paying over the spot price. So 421, and I'm going to ignore taxes here, with the premiums, um, you're going to be paying 421, and then your spot price, if you do that, $23.80 by 15, you're going to get 357. So you're ending up with about an 18% premium percentage here. So if you switch over and you look at Canadian silver maple leafs and buying those for about 15 coins, you're going to pay around $30.59 per coin as of this recording. So that total for 15 is going to come out to $458. That's going to be a premium percentage of around 29%. South African Krugerrands, they're selling for about $29.79 for 15. Obviously, again, if you go over 20, pretty much all the bullion dealers, it's going to go down that price, that 29.79. So South African Krugerrands, 447. So that premium percentage, it's 25%. And just to be clear, if you're not familiar with that mathematical calculation, you're just taking that 447 and you're just dividing it over the $357, and then you just subtract that number by one and put it in percentage terms. So we can see with 1 ounce coins, premium percentage, it's anywhere from 18% with those generics all the way up to 29%, and really even higher when you think of things like American Silver Eagles. So for me personally, I can't justify paying so much in premiums for Maple Leafs and for Krugerrands. I would rather have those generic 1 ounce silver rounds. Now, keeping variety is important to me, so that's something I always look for when I see the new ones come out. And there's really a few reasons, for this. One is that I'm able to get more silver and save more money. And when you think about it, you basically need silver to hit $30 to essentially break even. If silver goes up to 35, you're making somewhere, your rate of return is about 15 to 16%. And I've said multiple times on this video, I don't view silver and gold, precious metals as investments. Um, but I do think that it's important to understand that rate of return and that it's keeping up with inflation and all that's going on there. Now, second thing to think about that I factor in is that you're paying such a hefty premium is that I feel like I'm almost getting into numismatic territory. And I know that these coins, they come from, sovereign mints, things like Krugerrands, Maple Leafs, American Eagles, um, and they're considered legal tender. But to me, I don't think that that's worth paying such a high premium. The average Jane, the average Joe, they're probably not going to know the difference. And this leads me to my third reason, and that's in the future, those same coins, the Krugerrands, the Maple Leafs, they may not be able to command that same premium percentage when you go to sell it. So right now, if you go to sell Maple Leaf, you may get offered $26. But down the road, when you go to sell to a dealer, you may only get somewhere close to spot or just maybe a tiny bit over spot. There's no telling what can happen because silver demand, right now is still very high, even though I believe it's came down just a little bit. But um, if that silver demand does come down, then it can definitely affect that premium percentage. Now, besides 1 ounce coins, there's definitely some other options that one can buy with about a $500 budget. And if put in the comments, let me know what you would spend your $300 to $500 on if you were buying today. Now, some other options. First, it's fractional gold. Now, 1/4 ounce gold coins, those are just about over the number right now, the budget. Those are really starting out about 550. So I'm going to focus on tenth of an ounce Maple Leafs. So those are going for about $241 right now on SD Bullion. So if I were to buy one with gold at $1,957 an ounce, my premium percentage, it's going to be about 23% or 241 over 195.7. So just taking that 1,957 dividing into 10. So a pretty high premium percentage and higher than those generic silver rounds, but lower than the 1 ounce silver Maple Leafs and the silver Krugerrands. So while I do own some fractional gold, and I think it's very underrated for um, SHTF scenarios, I still prefer to buy 1 ounce coins. I just like the visual appeal with gold, those lower premium percentages. Now, another option are 10 ounce silver bars. And as I've said before on this channel a lot, I really do like 10 ounce silver bars. They're a favorite of mine due to the relatively low premiums and the convenient size. Now, right now, 10 ounce silver bars, generic ones on SD Bullion, they're about $287. The nicer ones go up into the low 300s. So your premium range is going to be anywhere from 20% to 30% there. Now, one interesting thing you may have picked up is that the premiums on those silver rounds, it's about 18% versus those 10 ounce bars, the generic ones, they're about 20%. Now, to me, I find this to be more alluring at the present time, to get the rounds, since you can obviously combine the rounds to go all sell them. And really, in terms of manufacturing, you'd expect that 10 ounce silver bar to be lower, and I think at times I have actually seen it lower, but I do find that very attractive right now. Now, I'll be the first to say I don't always base my decisions on premiums. All too often, I'm going out and I'm just buying, kind of what I like at the moment. I've bought cryptid silver, all sorts of different things as that calendar. But with demand so high for silver, um, even though again it's reportedly came down, um, I'm really trying to get my stack up as much as possible, and I don't see that demand changing really anytime soon. I think it's just going to keep going up more and more as the government keeps debasing the dollar and keeps, the federal government keeps coming out with these multi-trillion dollar bills, and I think we're going to have serious inflation the next 5 or 10 years. So that's all I got for today. I appreciate everyone watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. Let me know any thoughts you have on what you do when you go through and you buy rounds. Do you just, or when you buy silver or gold, is there just one thing you buy, or is there specific things you look for? I'm always curious to learn from my viewers. Appreciate the time. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing as well. Thanks.